3. Hello, Shackle Breakers, the place where courageous businessmen come and aim for the future of being set free from the business. All right, we have another interesting episode today. My name is Raja, and I have a special guest today, and we're going to hear his story, and we're going to talk about how did the owner of a furniture business who just survived out of the tragedy of a burnt down factory some years back, just before COVID pandemic, not only survived through the COVID ordeal, but took charge of his business and took his business to the next level, from coming from out of the box thinking and using his charisma to enroll his team to route for his purpose and for bringing his business to the next level. Huzepa Samplewala is the partner of Woodware Solutions that manufacture modular furniture since 1998. And today he has a very interesting story to share with us. And it'll inspire us so that we can even use what strategies he used to create our own marketing strategy and take our sales to the next level. So welcome, Josefa. Tell us a little bit about your background and how did you get into furniture manufacturing?
Well, thank you, Raja. Thank you so much for bringing me up here. And I would like to thank my friend Zohair, who actually introduced me up here. And I saw his interview, it was quite interesting. And I hope that my story would definitely be as interesting as his and maybe inspire a lot of people as what you are expecting. So when you asked me about how I entered the furniture business, okay. So the moment somebody asked me about that, normally immediately I go into the rewind mode. I just go back to my college days when I just was out of my college and we started business, like myself and my partner Salim. Okay, that is way back in 1991 when I graduated engineering. And the first business what we started was nothing to do with what we were graduate into. So I'm a production engineer, he is a biochemist, and what we started was a computer business. So it was like a kind of a completely different thing altogether. People were like kind of saying, "Boss, kya kar rahe? What are you doing?" Mm-hmm. So fine, computer business was what we started in 1991 actually, and we had another third partner called Parvez, and all of three of us we started assembling computers. That was something very new at that point of time.
You're doing
something
it like
really kind of.
you're doing it like Dell computer in America.
Oh yeah, correct. So we were like very kind of computers were new. So, we had a good market, good opportunity for growth, lot of new things happening. And, we were like pioneers, you can say, in computers at that point of time in India as such otherwise. So we had a lot of new products to introduce and a lot of new things, new technology. So we were doing really well. So from 1990 onwards, till around 97, 98, we were totally into all kinds of computer hardware, software, everything to do with computers, like A to Z of computers, and a good flourishing business as such. But around that point of time, of course, along with that, when we were doing computers, we were also completely giving a computer solution as such, not just computers. We started setting up computer labs for people, like for colleges, schools, and a lot of corporates used to come to us saying, "Boss, hamara complete IT center you have to set up." So we used to set the entire setup for them. So computer was not just one box we were selling the entire solution. So along with that, people started asking us, okay, for computers, you require special furniture, where to keep the keyboard, where to keep the mouse. So I started pondering on that, okay, we need to do something about it. So what I started doing was I started designing a few of the tables. Okay, along with the computers, we used to provide some computer designs, table designs. So people said, okay, why don't you get us this furniture for us? So then I started searching around for people who would make this furniture and give it to me. So I found a couple of suppliers, local suppliers, used to make the tables and give it to me. And then I used to supply along with my computers. So that went on for some time, but it had its own challenges. Fundamentally, as a company, Raja, we have been completely a quality company as such from beginning, from day one, from 1990 onwards, even when we were in the computer business. We are very clear the quality and service. These are the only two things which will allow us to grow. And that has been our fundamental foundation of our company. So while taking these computer tables from outside, we were unhappy. We did not get the right quality, not the right
Mm.
service. Commitments were broken. Qualities were not good.
Mm.
So I again started thinking, now what do we do about this? This has become very challenging. Kind of our reputation is at stake when we are buying something substandard for somebody and supplying along with our computer tables. So I started thinking, how about we start manufacturing. Being basically I being a production engineer. So like for me, production was of course a first love, first passion. Though I was not into production for so many years, but the moment I realized that this needs to be addressed, I said, fine, let's start manufacturing computer furniture. So we took a small place, a very small, tiny place of around 500 square feet, and we started a small workshop for making furniture. That was we around in 98. And then we started thinking, kya naam denge? What do we call this company? So since we were into hardware and software, okay, the very obvious thing that came to our mind, since we are dealing with wood, we said, let's call it woodware. And that's how the company Woodware came into picture.
Okay, got
Woodware.
it.
So
Okay.
that is the birth of Woodware as such in 1998. And
Yeah.
since then, we have been manufacturing for modular furniture, computer. Like, initially, it was all computer furniture. So from 1998 onwards, we are specializing into only computer trolleys, computer furniture. And almost in Bombay, it had become a unanimous name. Okay, computer trolley means woodware. That was the thing, in that 1999. So like lot of dealers across Bombay, everybody had this, shops wherein they had this woodware board hung under the shop saying woodware computer trolleys available here, kind of. So that was a phase. Yeah, it was a good thing. And it was really great going that time. We had a real good growth out there and kept on expanding from 500. We went to 5,000 square feet of factory area.
Oh.
I was very passionate about getting new technologies. So we got in some good machineries. Myself and my partner Salim, both of us, we started researching and we started visiting exhibitions. I would like to herein say, as you said, would like to inspire a lot of people and, talk about how to, successfully enter the business. So what we did that point of time also, we started visiting a lot of exhibitions and, visiting new places and getting technology. That was one thing which really helped us in growth. So we got a lot of machineries from Germany and a lot of woodworking machineries, which were really modern at that point of time. Some of them were really kind of one of the machines which we had in Bombay, like, something known as a post forming machine, which was a rarity at that time. And we only had that machine in South Bombay. So we had a niche on that. Like a lot of people, architects, large companies would come to us only because we had that particular machine, which was not available anywhere else. So we had some niche products, and that really gave us a good impact and a growth path for us. So
All
that
right.
is how we entered the computer furniture business. I hope you answered your first question.
Yeah. All right. So just to give a bit of context to people who are outside India and doesn't know the demand of India as much. So when Husefa is talking about like computer labs in schools and colleges, these are not like small classroom size labs, because like the population of India is so much that when you create a lab or a studio, a computer studio for these colleges or schools, it's a huge size, like maybe hundreds of computers together, and I don't know, maybe 200-300 computers all lined up together. So that's the size of the labs. Okay, and another thing I would like to talk about is like um, India as such, right? When it comes to brick and mortar business or um, uh, uh, how do you call, not digital business, and you started by yourself, like what he did is not an easy thing to do in the 1990s. Okay, it's very hard to start a business in India. Just to get certification, you would have to go to like 20-30 years back, just to get a telephone, uh, a normal telephone and landline in India, it would have taken 20 years just to get a telephone line. It was that bad. Okay, so the courage the three boys has to take to set up shop and then to start a business is not is we now take it for granted because we have so many things comes easily to us, right? But in those days, it's not like that in India. Okay, so just to give you a little bit of context of how it was like in the middle of all that, and with the big companies always rooting to get the small boys out. By the way, how did you uh, took on the fight with the like superstores or like the big companies who like ha- uh, have like factories already running to to like, why was your business becoming a household name?
Yeah. So like as you rightly pointed out, okay, of course there were challenges from the big companies and like big names like Godrej. So we definitely were facing a lot of competition from in the corporate sector as such. But herein again, wherein we were again having a win-win situation, because of being a mid-sized company, we had the flexibility of kind of customizing a lot of things for the customers. Like certain
Mm,
big orders, customers
mm,
would, big companies would say, boss, it is not possible to customize because we only give a standard size of table or standard size of furniture. And wherein woodware would offer them kind of customization. So we would say, fine, you want a particular shade of color, particular size. Okay, we will try to fit in your requirement. And we would definitely be scoring better in costing also. Because as such, even though we were kind of a smaller setup at that point of time, we had started sourcing material from directly from the manufacturers. There are no in between dealers and distributors as such. So by pricing or costing, everything was good. So obviously we had a good price point as well as quality and delivery. Of course, delivery again, third thing, which we were very powerful at that point of time, because normally a larger company would say at least 4 weeks to 6 weeks for a delivery schedule, wherein you would be able to deliver within 2 weeks. So again,
wow,
therein you would be able to get in orders for such companies. So of course,
wow,
competition was
wow.
definitely there. But here again, I would like to emphasize, Raja, yes, very important point is quality and delivery. These two things we are always keeping in mind for everything we did. And that is the reason, and good service to our clients who are, clients which were there with us in 98. Even today, they are our clients. Like they have been clients with us for last almost 25 years now, I would say. So
Yeah,
that is the kind of quality and delivery we have been giving.
yeah.
So that holds definitely.
Yeah. So if you listen to what Josefa is saying, right? So how he incrementally improve his quality is he goes to exhibitions and get the latest of the machineries and the technology out there to improve his quality of the furniture he's doing. And now how he beat the big boys is they don't have customization. So he beat them in customization, and he also beat them using the delivery time. Because when it's a large corporation, right, then things become impersonal. Whatever you make a request or something like that, then usually you cannot get to the owner of the company to make the special request. But because Mustafa wasn't gone that big, he has the capacity to listen in, to keep his ear on the ground and listen to what customers were saying. And one of the virtue of that was that they were asking for customization. Yeah. Okay, Josefa. So then what happened? Like I heard that the factory burned down or something.
Yeah, so it was a very unfortunate incident. It was a Sunday evening, around say around 7:38. We were just getting ready to sit for dinner, and I received a call from one of the security guards from the industrial area. Okay, sir, there is a fire at your factory. Please come fast. And myself, my son, both of us rushed to the factory. It was a Sunday evening, basically. And when we reached there, the entire unit already on fire. In fact, it was not just one unit, but there was a fire in adjoining units also. So it was a continuous, some 7 to 8 factories were all on fire at the same time in our industrial estate. And we were witnessing the entire thing. Like I was there on the floor, I was looking at the complete thing going down. That is my machineries, my raw material. A lot of stocks were ready to be shipped. Actually, on the Saturday only, there was a huge consignment which was ready for one of the HDFC branches. We do a lot of bank work. So we were doing the HDFC banks. So there was almost two huge lots of material ready for the banks, which was supposed to be delivered on Saturday, but unfortunately it could not be delivered. And that also got gutted completely. So like we were just watching the whole thing go down, the entire floor went down along with the machineries and everything. And this went on till late in the night, around, we were trying to salvage whatever computers and things like that from our accounts office, and fortunately, we also have an adjoining office just opposite side of the lane, wherein our showroom is there. So we started
Mm,
shifting the files and whatever necessary, whatever we could salvage. So fine. This all went on till late in the night, around 3:30. My entire staff also gathered up, like everybody came from home just the way moment they came to know. So everybody was there. And of course, like everybody was down, people were crying, and it was a very tragic situation. Of course, I was keeping myself up. I was not giving up. I was like showing the confidence to people so that they would not feel demotivated. And finally, after around 3:30 at night, we said, fine, there's nothing more we can do. Let the fire brigade do their job. They were trying to dose the fire as such. And then I told my people, please go home, everybody. Let's see, kind of go and take some rest. But I want all of you to come down tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. in the showroom, in the office. And I just told them one sentence, Casey, our raw material is gone, our machines are gone, our factory is gone, but our spirits are intact. Our spirits are intact, and we will be starting work again tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., the way we start every day. So I don't want any grim faces. I don't want any sad faces. I want everybody smiling back to the office tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Let's start working. So exactly that's what happened. We went back, we came the next day morning, 10 a.m. and we started again, checking out what are the things need to be done first. Like we were more worried about our deliveries, the customers which were, commitments which were there for the clients. So I told my people, okay, let's start gathering everything which is pending, all the pending orders, and let's start seeing how we can complete those orders. Instead of looking at what is not there, let's start looking what is available now. And fortunately, because of our long relationship with a lot of good suppliers and friends in the industry, I myself being a part of the Association of Furniture Industry, and I'm also actually one of the, I was in the committee of the Furniture Association, and currently I am also the vice president of the Furniture Association. So because of that goodwill, a lot of people came ahead and they offered their support. Okay, whatever support you need in terms of manufacturing, please use our factory. It's yours. You take the keys if you want. You can run one shift. So that kind of support was available. And a very good friend of mine, Kirit Jain, Mr. Kirit Jain, who also is having a similar setup like mine at that point of time, and he had a lot of machineries and a lot of spare capacity also. So he also offered the similar help. So we immediately started our production there in his factory. And believe me, Raja, within next 15 days, we were able to complete all the pending orders which were there at that point of time, including that HDFC, that material which was totally burned. Okay, we actually delivered the entire thing to them.
Wow.
Another thing what we did at that point of time is we started writing letters to we sent email to all our clients as well as suppliers. Okay, even though factory is burnt out, woodware is intact, woodware is back on its foot, and we are ready to deliver, and we're ready to, and even to our suppliers, it gave them assurance about the payments. Nothing to worry, your payments may be delayed by a month or so, but it will be done. So nothing to worry as such.
Wow.
And of course, they reciprocated very well, lot of support, and woodware was back into action. And next 6 months, again, we were in roles, we started getting orders, and everything was good.
Wow, wow.
And one more thing I would like to add, Raja, out here is another thing was most important. It was my people, my staff, which is the heart of my company. My people were standing behind me so concretely and such strong support. And it being the 5th of that month, October. Okay, normally we pay our salaries on 5th. The fire took place on 3rd. That is, on 3rd of 3rd October. And on 5th October, that is Tuesday, I was able to pay them their salaries.
Wow.
So we made sure that all the salaries were distributed. Everything was as per normal terms, which used to happen regularly for last so many years. And that is what everybody was back into action, and we were standing well. Wow. So that's the story part of the thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So not just an entrepreneur with a heart, but you standing in a commitment to be unreasonable, unstoppable. You turn the situation around. Many people would have given up, or many people would have gone into despair or maybe depression. But like, wow, what an amazing turnaround that you created, and you made sure all the people that supports you are honored as well. Really, really inspiring. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
And then what happened? Then then COVID came, right? We are all stuck with COVID. And
yeah.
so COVID came, and what are you dealing with? What's going
Oh,
on?
so like, it was just a kind of another challenge, I would say. Like, we were just kind of coming out of all the earlier, whatever we had lost, we just recovered. And, kind of lot of course, you can understand since it was a huge factory which has gone down. So huge financial loss was there, of course. And then to recover out of that was definitely taking time. Lot of kind of financial settlements were being happening at that point of time. But of that 3 to 4 years, we were trying to settle down everything, and almost we were settled, kind of, you could say I was at par. And then COVID came in. So like it was a jolt to me, definitely. Like we were looking up, we were very enthusiastic, things are good now, we can now start making profits, and can now come out of the losses which was there already done. And of course, another challenge. So
So
fine. Again, same thing. Challenges are always exciting for me. I love
I,
challenges.
I
I
would I
enjoy
would
them.
I would like to give a little bit of context to the people who are not in India. So when lockdown happens, right? So it's a like a complete lockdown, like in urban cities in India. So if you come out, the police would start beating you with their bats. So a complete lockdown like that. You cannot come out of your house and all that, right? So how can a furniture company sell Zig furniture when like nobody can come out to work? So if you listen to this story, maybe you can find out some out of the box thinking for your own business, like when you're stuck with some challenges and how he broke through those things and turn it another way around like he did with the fire. Okay, Josefa, let's listen for that.
Okay. So fine, and again, same thing, like another challenge. So like, as you said, furniture is something which people go and buy from stores, and we were basically into office furniture, more of office furniture and corporates. So obviously no corporates were working, nobody placed orders for furniture. I could not see anything happening for next 1 year maybe. So I said, fine, now what to do with everything? Like, a lot of overheads are already running, huge amount of, of course, we did not stop salaries to our people. So of course, we were continuously paying them throughout the lockdown period also. Of course, little bit, some, considerably, we had little bit of some subsidized amount we were paying. But of course, we kept paying everybody. So now things were becoming difficult at the end of the lockdown. And when there was an unlockdown around, okay, now people could start working in certain nominal from work from home conditions. So what I saw as an opportunity was a lot of people start working from home, and a lot of furniture will be required for that. We, we just saw that whole thing, like when I was in the lockdown period, every day there were Zoom calls. People are like Zoom call thing had started immediately. Everybody was on Zoom, like Zoom meetings, I think every day. So I realized everybody needs a table and some kind of furniture for their home, for to work from home. You cannot just sit on your dining table, or you cannot just sit on your sofa set and work. It becomes difficult. In fact, what we did was we created an ad also. So we had created a small, TikTok ad. A friend of mine created from his home during the lockdown time. Okay, wherein he actually picturized the whole thing, wherein the husband is trying to work from different places, and the wife is getting angry. Hey, you're using my bedroom, you're using my sofa, you're using my dining table, you're not, you're messing up my house. And then
Uh-huh.
comes Woodware saying, okay, use Woodware table, Woodware work from home table. So
Uh,
we
that's
so
a
we
really,
created this
really good
ad.
pain point.
So we created this video from home only, and we made it viral through our social media campaign. And it was going viral throughout India. Like we gave it to lot of good feedback we got from them, and that gave me a confidence. Yes, there is a huge requirement for work from furniture. And immediately, what I did is I started collaborating with a few factories, wherein I could source out certain material apart from our own factory. And we started making certain designs for work from tables, certain requirements, like keeping in consideration work from table has to be folding in nature, because nobody would like to put a fixed furniture again in the house. The
Mm-hmm.
space is always a constraint in India, in Indian homes. So we started making furniture which is slightly folding in nature, everything in folding nature, and compact in size. And lot of new models we started designing, and I started sourcing them. Now, of course, selling them was a challenge again. So in the initial period, we tried to sell it through our own logistics, trying to deliver through, some couriers and whatever was available, like, taxis and whatever methods. But that was not the way we could have grown, kind of the numbers were not so high. So we started, my son, actually he's a technocrat, he's an IT person. He's basically a person in the 3D printing business. And since his business was also down because of the lockdown, he came, he helped us in setting up this e-commerce business. He said, Daddy, why not let's go into the e-commerce platform. So he started exploring Amazon and things like that. And he said, let's start, listing our product on Amazon and let us try and deliver certain things. So we started with a couple of table models. We started, took our photographs and we uploaded them. And it was like, beginner's luck, you can say. Suddenly, immediately, the moment we uploaded, we started getting orders for the same. So we got confidence and we said, fine, now let's go ahead and, do the proper listing and, get it properly registered on Amazon. And the story was from almost 5 to 10 tables, we went to around almost 5,000 units in that lockdown period.
And this was like B2C or corporate, B2B?
It was mostly B2C at that point of time, 100% B2C. But then later on, we started getting B2B also and B2 corporates also. So like, we got a lot of corporate orders also. We supplied to ICICI Lombard, entire staff all across India. We have supplied the work from tables. And a lot of such orders have come in because of that. So of course, that was one thing. So we went across to all the e-commerce platforms like Amazon, Paperfry, Flipkart. So now we are there. One of the
I have a question. I have a question now. So these platforms were already there, and most of the audience there are usually B2C, right? So when
right.
the B2 corporate start approaching you, so you don't finish your orders on Amazon, right? You finish your order outside, right? Correct?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there are two ways of doing it. In B2B, you can either go through the online e-commerce platform itself, okay, because that helps you in your logistics also, because they are
Yeah.
able to deliver at various locations where you cannot reach.
So it's
And
FBA. It's they have warehouse facilities and logistics
yeah,
for
so
you.
we went to the FBA model. We went into
Yeah.
the FBA model wherein we started, putting our stocks into the warehousing, and from there they started distributing across the country wherever they wanted.
I see.
And now today, after the lockdown, we again had the opportunity. We converted our own warehouses into their nodes. So now we are also there, what you call flex models, what we call that. And now Amazon or Flipkart, they can come and pick up from our own warehouse also. And either way, both ways, I'm saying.
So you hybrid with them. So now,
Hybrid, yeah. No
yeah,
hybrid
this is
models.
awesome. Yeah. Really, really,
So
really
that was
smart.
that was
Yeah.
one way of how we survived that lockdown period. We had a lot of work. In fact, we became very busy. Our people were very busy. In fact, at that point of time, we had lots of work to do. So fortunately, the lockdown gave us a completely new platform, which we had not thought of earlier. Earlier, we were very busy with our own corporate orders. We never looked at the online e-commerce platform.
Uh-huh.
So now today, as I look back, I see this is a loss opportunity. In fact, I could have started much earlier. But fine, where we have started, and I think now we are going ahead with that. Yeah.
All right. And looking into the future, what do you think is the direction you're going?
Yeah. So now we are looking at expanding more into the e-commerce platform, because considering that the world is the market now, rather than just one. Earlier we were more of a local manufacturer, local supplier
Wow.
of, we can say more of a Mumbai-based supplier, and across India also we used to supply, but not much. And today, if I see my clientele of last 1 year, we are across India. I don't see, well, I don't know the customers directly, but I see, look at the addresses. And I think woodware is today present in almost every possible city in India. I wouldn't, but even small towns, the addresses which I've read, I have not even known about those places earlier. Such
Wow.
small places the tables have gone. So
Yeah.
like I see as a huge opportunity now. Okay,
Yeah.
the world is the market. And now we are
Yeah.
looking at exports, of course. It's a next
Yeah.
step. That is what we're looking at, the exports of the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I think one of the things you can do right away is explore the Amazon US. I think you'll have a huge market potential there. Yeah,
Right.
with the FBA model, it's huge
Right.
there. Yeah, and the
So
demand
yeah,
is
that's one.
is much higher. The demand and the what you call the margins you can get is much higher there.
Yes.
Yeah, great,
So
awesome.
I already, my son has already started working on that. He has been looking at that particular, as you said, the US thing. And in fact, we may be soon working on that, and we'll be ready with that also. Over here, Raja, I would like to point out to our viewers regarding the online business, again, same thing. One very important aspect is, maintaining good quality of the product, because in the initial phase we face a lot of returns, product damages. Packaging is of course one very important aspect. So a lot of people who would like to enter the online business, I would say yes, of course, do that. But please make sure that you are good at your packaging and good in your quality, because
Hmm.
only that would be able to take you ahead. Otherwise it's very
How,
challenging. Online
how,
people, so a lot of people give up on the online business, e-commerce business, because they start facing these return problems.
how
But
did you resolve the packaging issue?
yeah, so what we went ahead, we started researching a lot on the packaging part of it, and we started developing lot of all the internal packaging things, like using lot of uh, uh, packaging stuff like Hitlon, and start making special molds out of it, for making sure that the furniture is intact. The pain points, the damages which were occurring earlier, we tried to ensure that those damages will never happen because of the certain specialized packaging.
Yeah,
And today, almost I can say my return rate is almost kind of very less, I would say, because of that. Yeah.
great. So, okay, on another note, we have an ad scoop at the moment, and ads are what allow the channel to to have creation of value to the listeners. So the ad scoop at this moment is about the marketing resources I use for myself that allows my businesses not just to only survive through the lockdown, through the COVID situation, but also is at the moment at the purge of taking off, of thriving, right? So I've put those the link for those marketing resources in the comment section or in the description section. You can see it down below. Okay, so that's the ad scoop for today. Okay, coming towards the next question is anything you would like to share to the small business owners who are dealing with the COVID situation, and or something you want to inspire them through these challenging times?
Yeah. So as I said, I always talk about, I've also been in kind of training business myself, and I was earlier very passionate about training. So whenever I used to tell even to my students also, okay, like, you always be prepared for, this changes. Changes are always there. And I always used to talk about the story about the whom moved my cheese. I hope you read that story about who moved my cheese. So, businesses today are very dynamic. Things change suddenly overnight. Things can change. Situations change. The entire policies of government can change. New things just technology wise. So please be prepared for new things. Always have alternative products, alternate businesses, not just depending on one single business as such. Alternate products, and of course, you need to keep on developing along with the latest technology. And in today's world, I would say the most important thing everybody should look at is, of course, the e-commerce platform, which is inevitable for everybody. Of course, brick and mortar shops and things will remain. But if you really want to grow, you want to scale up your business, then this is the way to go. We need to look at the export market, which is very important. Even if you are a small manufacturer, small brand, I would say start building up your brand. Branding is one important thing when a lot of people do not work on. They are good in their manufacturing, they are good in their product, they are good in their services, but they do not have a particular brand as such. So my advice would be go build a strong brand, keep on working on it. Over a period of time, the brand will pay. And of course, with the brand, good quality, good service goes a long way. So that could be one of the mantras I would like to offer to my viewers out here. Yeah.
Yeah, great. Uh, Sorry, I sent the wrong message.
And another thing, Raja, I would like to add, since you asked me, one important thing that I have been doing is collaborations. So
Aha.
apart from your own strength, of course, we all have our own strength in certain things. But rather than going on developing everything on your own, try to do collaborations, I would say.
That,
Collaboration is the name of the game. So having good collaborations with good manufacturers, good suppliers, coming out together with some products, making using each other's strength, I would say,
give
would
me an
definitely
example.
go a long way.
Give me an example that you how did you do it?
So like I have like supposing for example like Zohair is there. Zohair is into fabrication.
Yeah.
Okay, like my friend, and he's basically specialized into a certain fabrication. So we do collaborate in certain products. Okay, we want to make a particular product, and you do certain part of it. I would do a certain part of it, and we together we come out with a particular product as such. So that way, his specialization is used, my specialization in woodworking is used, and we together we can give up a product which is a combination of metal and wood, and that definitely is something which is a better value addition to my product range. So
Yeah.
that is the way to go. Yeah, I would say.
Yeah, and you also created a unique product that your competitors cannot match. That's
Yes,
really
very
think
much.
that's an awesome, awesome,
Yeah.
awesome strategy. All right, we are towards the end of the interview. So how's this interview for you?
Wow, it was fantastic. It was a kind of a run down the memory lane as such. Thanks for bringing that up. And I really enjoyed it. And I hope a lot of insights would help a lot of people out here. And that's a very good initiative, Raja, I would say. And thanks to you. Yeah.
Thank you. And anybody who you would like to see interviewed here?
Oh, a lot of people come to my mind. Okay. So one of the people I would want you to interview is a friend of mine, Zulfikar. He is a childhood friend of mine who is also into business of furniture, but he is basically into contracting interiors. And he has come a long way in his work, kind of the progress he has made. Today, he is one of the number one internationally. He's known as a good, one of the top contractors in the hospitality business, mainly, hotels and resorts, and, like the likes of St. Regis and, JW Marriott's. And so he has a very good story to say, I would say, and definitely you should bring him up.
Yeah,
I'd
that
say
would
that.
be great. And thank you for bringing him up to share.
Yeah.
And I also like so he's the interior design for hotel rooms in India, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there'll be an interesting story too. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, and I think maybe I can connect him to somebody who's in Thailand here who does some of the same things, and
Yeah.
also at his level, like those he's also designing for JW Marriott and Sheraton and all that.
Right. There is one more friend, Raja. If you want, I would like to introduce Parvez. He is also into IT consulting, and he has also created an amazing business, out of his consulting. So, from a very humble beginning to where he's right now, I would say that would also be a good story to share with your audience.
Yeah, that I would love to hear that. Yeah, yeah. So you can pass the contacts along
Sure,
after the
I will
interview.
do that.
And thank you for not holding back, not hiding on anything. You're open. You created a conversation in such a way that people can take on and apply it to their own business. So thank you for that generosity. And it was really fun to interview you. You are a natural speaker, and I love hearing your stories. Yeah. All right. So that's it for today. Thank you, people. I hope this created value for you in your listening, and you can apply it into your business. And take care, and we'll listen to the other episodes later on. Bye.
Bye. Thanks a
Bye.
lot.
Have
Thank
some
you so
fun.
much.